Hey guys, Nathan here, and welcome back to another video. Today's not a Lego haul, today's not an update or a review or anything like that. Today's just a short little video about my life. Just kind of like a life update so people kind of understand what's going on recently. I don't want people to think that this is not any type of I want sympathy or anything like that. This is simply something I want to put out so people kind of understand what's going on from my perspective. So people don't just think, oh, he's a normal Lego YouTuber who can just make videos and his life is amazing. So back in December, I think I made a video right after Christmas, and I had explained that things had just been busy in my life and a lot had happened, and I didn't really get into that. I wanted to keep it personal, and I didn't want to put this on the internet at that time. With recent events, I kind of just want to explain what's been happening. So first off, just an overview. When I was 5 years old, I was adopted by my grandparents. So this house is my grandparents. When I say it's my parents, they're what I know as my parents. They adopted me when I was 5. I'm 22 now. That's 17 years. That's my parents. To me, that's my parents. When I was 4, my birth mom passed away from liver failure, and when I was 5, my dad took his own life. So I was adopted by my grandparents when I was 5. And they are what I know as my parents. So anytime in any of my videos I said my parents, or this is my parents' house, or anything that involved parents, I technically meant my grandparents. But to me, that's my mom and dad. So in December, specifically December 11th, me and my mom and my aunt, which is my grandma's, I rephrase again, when I say mom, I mean my grandma, but that's just how I say it. So me, my mom, and my aunt, which would be my mom's actual biological daughter, went to Fleet Farm to shop. We were looking for Christmas decorations. Then my mom wanted some gloves, and she had her wedding ring on. And we went in there shopping, and when we came back home that night, about 7 or 8 o'clock at night, she noticed she couldn't find her wedding ring. So she quick panicked, and she was searching all around the house. She checked her purse. We checked every room. We couldn't find it. She thought maybe when I was trying the gloves on at Fleet Farm, it fell off my hand. So me and my mom quick drove over there. We couldn't find it. We walked back in the house. My mom's like, I gotta search by the windows. She walked right into my bedroom, and literally at the foot of my bed, her ring was laying there. And oh my gosh, she was so happy and excited. And she had gotten just such this blur of a panic that she had lost her wedding ring. And about maybe half an hour later, I can say the only way to describe this is she just kind of started not making sense. She was mumbling. Her words weren't making sense. She was just repeating herself. She kept saying to me, I'm sick. She said, I'm sick, probably like 9 or 10 times in a row. And when I said, what's wrong, she just went quiet. She couldn't say anything else. It was like her mind was going or something. So they quick rushed her into the emergency room, and they found out that she had a brain bleed on her left side. And they said this is going to need therapy. Within 2 to 3 months of therapy, this will go away. This brain bleed will get better. I'm not hep on the medical terms, so I don't know how to explain everything perfectly. Basically, there was a brain bleed on her left side, and they said within a couple months of therapy, this would go away. So, but because of that brain bleed, at the time she had lost her speech, like most of her movement, mostly every bodily function, because of this brain bleed. It was pressing on the, I don't know if it was the left or the right, whatever side it was pressing on, it was prohibiting her speech and movement and all that. And they said, we're going to do a scan in the morning. We're going to give her some of this medication through the IV and stuff like that to try to lessen the brain bleed just now, so there's some comfort. And by the time they had scanned it in the morning, they said the brain bleed had gotten so bad, it had expanded her entire left side and gone over to her right. So her entire brain was now having this brain bleed pressure on her brain, which completely cut off movement, speech, eating, swallowing, going to the bathroom, sneezing, literally any bodily function. She couldn't do it because of the pressure on her brain. And for them to do surgery to alleviate that would basically turn her into just someone like, I don't want to use an improper term, but she wouldn't be normal anymore. She wouldn't be able to speak, she wouldn't be able to move. She'd be there, but she wouldn't really be there. And we knew with how my mom was, she was the most energetic and uplifting and quick, witty person. She never wanted to sit for 2 minutes. She'd always want to be doing something. We knew that's not what she wanted, and we knew that she had terms for do not resuscitate, or I don't know the actual term, but it's basically if her heart stops, we're not going to rush to have any doctors bring her back. We're going to let her go. So we had already determined that, and the doctor came in and explained to us that This isn't going to get better. It's only going to get worse, or she's just going to be a non-moving, talking, experiencing person anymore. And we knew that's not what she wanted. So they took her off they had a ventilator in her mouth. They took her off that. They took her off all the medication. And they basically said now it's just a matter of time. It could be an hour or it could be a couple days. And that was the 12th of December, which would have been a Sunday morning. And all of Sunday morning, all of Monday, all day. And then Tuesday, I got a text at about 2:15, 2:30 in the morning that my mom had passed away. That she had finally just kind of put her head to the side and let out a big sigh, and she was gone. So right after that, there was just... it's a lot of trauma and hurt and pain and suffering and just a lot going on. I mean, this is my mom. She's my hero. I hopefully can put some photos up here as I'm talking. Just, I mean, that was my lifeline, everything. She was my best friend. We did everything together. We watched all the Star Wars, all the Marvel movies together. We went to movies all the time. We went out to lunch and dinner almost every day after work. We went out to dinner. We just did everything together. And that was my best friend, and that just hurt so, so, so much. She meant so much to me, and she still does. So it was just me and my dad. Now, my dad, this was probably 3 or 4 years ago, he had found out that he had mesothelioma, which is incurable lung cancer. And they said, we're going to put you on this medication. It'll keep shrinking the cancer down, but the cancer will keep growing. It'll never get better. And they said you have probably, they didn't really give a time. It could be a couple months, it could be a couple years. And just a couple weeks ago now, with just me and my dad in the house, he went shoveling and he fell. And when he fell, he thought he was okay, and they went in and they actually found out he had a cracked vertebrae in his back. Well, when they found out about the cancer, they said, we want to do another scan to see how that cancer's doing. And they found out the cancer had moved down to the liver and the pancreas and something else. And I think the pancreas is when they say I believe it's pancreas cancer. You don't come back from that. That's a one-way street going downhill, and there's no way to stop that. And you don't have a lot of time after that. So, the last couple weeks I've been helping my dad, lifting him up, helping him with the walker, getting him to the bathroom, getting him to eat, helping him move around. He couldn't really move that much, and one night I just physically couldn't get him up. So some family came over to help him, and they got a walker, and they saw the state he was in, and they decided we're going to call the ambulance. It was actually my aunt, which would be his biological daughter as well. And she said, I'm the power of attorney now, I'm making the call. He went in, and they basically put him on hospice almost immediately and said because the cancer now is everywhere, he doesn't have long. This could be easily a couple days or a couple months, but they had him on hospice at the hospital. And today is Friday. So a week ago on Wednesday, my dad passed away at about 11:30, 12 in the afternoon. So when I say this is my house now, I mean it. This is my house, and I just got a lot of stuff to figure out, and life is coming at me pretty fast. It's a lot to think of, you know. I have people every day saying this isn't something you should go through. Not a lot of people go through this, and I guess I understand that now, that at 22, most people can say they still have a mom and dad alive. And for me to say at 22, I lost my biological parents, and then I lost my grandparents who adopted me as my parents. I lost 2 sets of parents within 17 years. A lot can't say that. And a lot can't say that they lost their parents when they were 22. I know there's a lot out there. I've seen the stories, and I understand that this hurt because you're so young and it's so much to take in. I think they say the male brain isn't fully developed until 25. I'm 22. My brain isn't even fully developed yet, and I have to figure out life for myself. I got to figure this all out somehow. I got my aunt who's through adoption. I mean, I consider her my sister. She's my big sister. She does everything for me. We do everything together now. We're figuring this stuff out with the house, you know, moving clothes out, selling the cars. We had to sell my mom's car a couple months ago. We're going to have to sell my dad's truck now. It's just a lot that's going on. So I just want to kind of give that kind of an update. Hopefully we'll have some content here soon. Nothing crazy, but I just want to give that life update. It's just a lot. And people are like, why aren't you crying right now? Why aren't you sobbing? I don't know. I mean, I've cried a lot through losing both of my parents, but it's just not now. It doesn't come out now. It just comes out at times randomly. I'm on some supplements to kind of brighten my mood and keep me uplifting, so I'm not thinking about it that much. But it's just a lot, and I just hope everyone understands that I got a lot to figure out. So hopefully I can keep making videos and and doing all this. I don't want to stop my channel for any other reason. I'll keep you guys updated, hopefully. I gotta stop saying I pick that up in so many of my videos. But that's just kind of my update right now on life. I'm in this solo. This is my house. I'm gonna figure it out. I know I will. My dad was a stubborn German, and I know I am too. So I will figure it out. It's just a lot to figure out at this age. I quit my job right after my mom passed and started helping taking care of my dad. And now my dad passed, and everyone's like kind of on me about getting a job, and it's like I'm trying to grieve here. I understand I have to get back to work, and I have enough experience in forklift and like shipping and receiving warehouse experience that I know I won't have a problem finding a job. I'm just trying to figure out everything else in my life, not just work right now, because I know work is probably going to be the easiest problem with a solution that I can fix, because everywhere is looking for warehouse workers and experience. So I just got to figure out life. You know, we got to figure out we had barely gotten into a chunk of moving my mom's stuff out of the house and moving stuff around, emptying drawers and stuff like that, and now without even getting through a quarter of that, now my dad passes, and now we got his stuff on top of all. So and if anyone wants to know, this shelf is because of my dad, and I think that's kind of his last show of love and affection for me, was helping me build this shelf. And now anytime I see this shelf, I'm going to think of my dad, because he helped. Well, he didn't help, he built it. I mean, I didn't do much. So anytime I see that, I'm going to think of him. But hopefully you guys listened and understand. I know I'm on 12 minutes now, but thank you guys so much for understanding. And it's a lot to take in, but I am going to figure it out. And again, I thank you guys so much for the support. I know this isn't a big channel, but anyone who supports me, I will gladly talk to and share experiences with. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.